On April 22, 2025, a catastrophic explosion ripped through the 51st Arsenal, a massive Russian munitions depot located near Barsovo in the Vladimir region. The devastation was immense. This depot, one of Russia's largest, held a staggering stockpile of weapons, potentially containing hundreds of thousands of tons of munitions. These included not only artillery shells and rockets, but also components for advanced S-300 and S-400 air defense systems crucial for Russia's protection against air attacks. The explosion unleashed a terrifying spectacle of destruction. The initial blast, visible for miles, was just the beginning. It triggered a chain reaction of secondary explosions, sending munitions soaring into the air. These projectiles, some reportedly landing as far as 7 miles away, rained down on surrounding areas, including residential towns and villages. The scale of the disaster forced the evacuation of thousands of people from their homes. The sheer force of the explosion and the prolonged secondary detonations painted a picture of chaos and fear. Emergency services struggled to contain the damage and secure the area as fires raged. Unexploded ordnance littered the landscape, posing a significant danger to residents and rescue workers alike. The 51st Arsenal explosion was not merely a military disaster. It was a national tragedy, exposing the vulnerability of Russia's heartland. In the aftermath of the explosion, Russian authorities were quick to offer an explanation: an accident. They attributed the devastation to the mishandling of explosives during routine loading procedures. This narrative, however, was met with skepticism from the start. The sheer scale of the explosion, combined with the depot's location deep within Russia, raised serious questions about the official story. Fueling these suspicions were eyewitness accounts from the area. Residents reported hearing a high-pitched whirring sound just before the explosion, a sound consistent with the operation of drones. This detail, coupled with the depot's proximity to Moscow and its heavy air defense protection, hinted at a different explanation: a Ukrainian drone strike. While unconfirmed, this possibility sent shockwaves through Russia and beyond. If Ukraine was indeed responsible, the implications would be significant. It would suggest a dramatic leap in Ukrainian drone capabilities, both in terms of range and payload. Moreover, it would demonstrate a brazen ability to penetrate deep into Russian territory, striking at the heart of its military infrastructure. The Kremlin's insistence on an accident, in light of these possibilities, appeared to many as a desperate attempt to downplay a significant security breach. The 51st Arsenal explosion was not an isolated incident. It formed part of a larger pattern of attacks targeting Russian ammunition depots. These attacks, widely attributed to Ukraine, have sought to cripple Russia's ability to wage war by disrupting its logistical lifelines. The strategy has been to strike at the very source of Russia's military might, its vast but vulnerable stockpiles of weapons. One of the most significant attacks in this campaign occurred in September 2024, when the 107th Gurau Arsenal near Toropets was targeted. The resulting explosion, while smaller than the 51st Arsenal blast, still managed to destroy an estimated 30,000 tons of munitions. This attack, along with several others on depots in Tikhoretski, Oktyabrski village, and elsewhere, demonstrated Ukraine's growing capacity to strike deep behind enemy lines. The strategy of targeting ammunition depots is not without its risks. These attacks inevitably result in the destruction of vast quantities of weapons, some of which could pose an environmental hazard. However, from a military perspective, the potential gains far outweigh the risks. By depleting Russia's stockpiles, Ukraine aims to slow down, if not entirely halt, Russia's offensive operations. This strategy, as the 51st Arsenal explosion demonstrates, is proving increasingly effective. The destruction at the 51st Arsenal sent shockwaves through the Russian military establishment. The loss of such a vast quantity of munitions, including components for vital air defense systems, has dealt a significant blow to Russia's ability to wage war effectively. The impact of this loss is likely to be felt across the battlefield, affecting everything from artillery bombardments to air defense operations. The loss of S-300 and S-400 components is particularly concerning for Russia. These systems form the backbone of Russia's layered air defense network, designed to protect key assets from air attack. With a significant portion of these components now destroyed, Russia's ability to defend its airspace, particularly in the west, has been compromised. This vulnerability is likely to embolden Ukrainian forces, potentially allowing them to operate more freely in contested airspace. The 51st Arsenal explosion has exposed the fragility of Russia's military machine. It has highlighted the vulnerability of Russia's logistical networks and its reliance on vast, centralized stockpiles of weapons. This vulnerability, coupled with Ukraine's growing ability to strike deep inside Russia, presents a serious challenge for the Kremlin. The destruction at the 51st Arsenal is not merely a setback. It is a strategic blow that could have far-reaching consequences for the course of the war.